Hey guys, what's up? It's Em and Steph from G2G Kodia, and today we're going to be doing a very special episode.
We're talking about beauty standards.
Where should we start?
Oh man, there's so many things to talk about.
So many things. Let's talk about maybe like social media and like Instagram. I think everyone has either like some sort of social media, whether it's Facebook, Instagram, or just being straight up on the internet.
Yeah. And I think with media nowadays and social media and what you post, the pressure to look better and meet this beauty standard is even higher. So many people Photoshop and put filters on and stuff like that. And I will not say that I've never done that before.
Okay. It's all real here, guys.
Yeah. And to post something that looks really nice and perfect and to reflect yourself in a better way, I guess, is a huge part of our society today, right?
For sure. Also, FYI for everyone out here, we're not wearing, this is not filtered, so, you know, all natural. We just look this good on camera. But yeah, definitely. Wait, okay, maybe so. She's like, but yeah, I think definitely for me too. So for those of you who don't know, I actually do beauty pageants. It's just like a legit profession nowadays, and like just to have a lot of Instagrams, if you have like 30K, people start sending you stuff, and like, but like if you look at like the trend of like what everyone who has that many followers, like they're not natural, let's be honest. And I think also like culture really matters when it comes to beauty standards, like Korean American, half Japanese American. For sure, definitely some beauty standards I think that we are seeing in our cultures. What do you think?
And I think being, Korean American, Japanese American, we get influenced by not only the American beauty standards and what American people think as beautiful, but also Korean, Japanese beauty standards. And a lot of the times they'll be similar, but a majority of the things are quite different in what each society thinks is beautiful. And I think that America, because it's bigger, because there's so many different types of people, obviously the beauty standards are diverse, right. And it's a much more individualistic culture. So I feel like it's easier
to be accepted
and to feel beautiful in America rather than if you're in Korea. It's a lot more homogeneous. There's one specific way to look beautiful, but nowadays, it's getting more and more open. But since everybody kind of looks the same,
right.
Literally
with like plastic surgery and like everything, and honestly with like the makeup,
and makeup and all the trends that a lot of people follow is just on a one track. I went to Korea this summer and it was kind of strange that
seeing everyone look
and
the same, like carbon copies of each other.
Kind of. There were, obviously different styles and how people express themselves were different, but there were very specific kind of ways that each person express themselves that you can kind of group into.
For sure.
Yeah.
So let's take a step back for a second and let's like try to compare American beauty standards versus just Asian in general beauty standards. What do you think is like the biggest thing that stands out to you that Americans really like that Koreans don't like, or Koreans really like that Americans don't really care too much for?
I think the biggest thing about Asian beauty standards is that you have to be paler.
Yes.
And obviously,
tan girl. Tan, where's the representation,
And in America, you usually want to look more tan, more sun-kissed, more glowy. And I think in Korea, it actually comes from not only cultural roots, but in the history. If you're
like colorism maybe a
if
little
you're
bit.
paler, that means you're inside the house, you don't go out on the farm, you're not working out there, so you may look like you're from a higher class family and stuff like that. But it's so strange that in America you want to go get tan, you want to put on a bunch of bronzer and stuff like that. It's crazy.
Like for me, for beauty pageants, like this is the first time I have ever heard this in my life, but my pageant director, she looks at me and she goes, honey, you need to get a little bit more tan. And I'm like, I need to get more tan? Because, like, you know, I think I'm not necessarily, like, super, super tan, but I definitely have, like, a sun-kissed or whatever you want to say. I'm definitely not pale for sure. So, and then, like, I'm really into modeling. So when I was thinking about going to Japan for modeling, I'm looking at all these girls. I'm like, there is not a single tan girl. Everyone is all, like, I want a westernized this, a westernized, like, nose or these facial features. And then it's just so strange because, like, I feel honestly, when it comes to beauty standards, everyone just wants what they don't have.
Really? Like for reals.
They're like, oh, I want this, but then they're like, but they have this, and it's just like, really? Then, you know, if at least somebody finds it beautiful, then what's the point, you know? But definitely, you know, it's very prominent that there are beauty standards. So maybe let's take a look at maybe like Japanese beauty versus Korean beauty.
I don't know much about Japanese beauty, but I know a whole lot.
I got it.
About Korean beauty.
She knows Korean. All right, we've got the two experts.
Yes.
Let's go. All right, so let's see. Do you want to go first? Just came back from Korea, right?
Yeah. Nowadays, there's actually a lot of people that are like, I want to look. It's like a sen onni kind of style, a girl crush kind of style, where you're
like.
It's like the anti-cutesy look,
like
almost.
Instagram baddie, almost
kind of
like more sexier, mature kind of look. Yeah.
So there's kind of the two.
I think they're being influenced by like American standards because
I think so too.
Everyone's got like that thick AF like brows, contour cheeks, like you know,
yeah,
for sure.
But it won't follow the craziness of. Like crazy strong features.
It's like
American
it's like you can tell you're wearing makeup, but it's still more along the traditional lines of what you think makeup would be, not like creative, if that makes sense. Like artsy.
There's a lot of when you see colors on people's makeup is usually pinks and oranges,
golds,
and
browns,
more warm neutral tones. I've never seen anybody on the street wearing like blue and green eyeshadow, but I feel like I've seen that in America.
Definitely, I feel like Koreans are a lot more. Like
conservative
in general, but especially with makeup as well. I think Japanese people, they do kind of something similar. They definitely don't do contour. I don't think that's their main thing. They care a lot about eyes, and I think that's a lot of different cultures, but like especially Japanese cultures. They literally like Korean is sankapur. I don't know what to say in Japanese, but like they do like this tape thing and like the thing like. I have a friend who came from, she was born in Japan and then she came here for a year and she was like, can I do your eyelids? And I'm like, okay, so I thought that meant like,
putting on makeup
eyeshadow, and then she like does this thing, shoves it up like here and then goes like, it's all better, it's bigger now, don't you see? And I'm like, I don't know, I found out I was a little bit skeptical of that, just having to, I guess like twist my like eye skin. And it's just like, at the core of it, because for me, I think this is like another topic to talk about, but like whether or not like do you prefer like makeup more or do you prefer skincare more?
Oof, that is the hardest decision ever. Because it's like a loop. If you're gonna do good makeup, you have to follow it up with good skincare.
If not, you're just gonna break out everywhere.
Yeah.
It's just gonna.
And like I'm not saying like expensive things and like crazy like serums and whatnot. But yeah, I'm not gonna spend the money to that.
Maybe when we're like rich and famous, right? Yeah, when we're 40 living in our mansions, then we can pay.
Yeah, and our golden slippers.
Of course.
But you have to know your own face and your own skin. And for me, learning how to do makeup and learning skincare kind of came together in one, in trying to take care of my face and what looks better on my skin, my eyes, my face. Compared to, I couldn't find any like Instagram or YouTube
because they just don't fit your facial structure. That's important.
There's nobody that's gonna do it the same way as me because nobody has my face.
Yeah. Can we just like take a moment to appreciate her makeup? Like seriously, it's very like cute. Like you can tell like you're wearing makeup, but it's very like natural. Like it suits you.
Thank you.
Yeah. So definitely, I think Steph is more on the makeup side. I'm not wearing any makeup. That may or may not be because I woke up late, but either way, So while she is putting on, we were both gonna do face masks, but she's already got her beautiful face all pampered up, so don't wanna, mess that up. But yeah, so these are very common. I think when it comes to American beauty standards, definitely makeup is more important for them. They're like, oh, it doesn't matter what I have on here, I just gotta cover it up. But for Koreans, skincare is so essential, and I think for Asians, I think for me personally, I'm more of a skincare kind of girl. I think what I want to put on my face, I don't want to put crap on my face. You've only got one skin. One life, I also want to be a dermatologist, so maybe that's important. But, a little bit of fan service. I'll be doing some ASMR. Okay, I'll be putting on this face mask. I don't know, just because face masks are nice, and I can't open this, but when I do open it, face masks are good. And I think that kind of shows like maybe the values of what people value more. Like I think Koreans, like as you can tell with their can you open this for me? I'm so sorry. When it comes to like how conservative they are with their makeup standards, like they want to preserve what they have, but Americans want to almost like exaggerate what they have, you know? So I feel like that's very interesting.
Yeah, but nowadays I feel like a lot of, you know, things like K-pop and K-beauty has come to America and like has taken over. I go to stores like Urban Outfitters, and there'll be like Korean face masks and Korean products there, and it makes me really proud as a Korean American person.
It's just like her nationality, just like yes.
But I also think Korean, you know, skincare products and beauty products are really good and safe to put on your face because certain laws are more strict and whatnot. How are you gonna talk with that on?
Magic.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, I've got a mouth thing. Maybe we can like pause here and then edit it out and then like zoom back to where I'm like, we're back. I think I can talk still.
Yeah, I think it's good.
Oh, this feels good. So we've got two sides here.
Yes.
I'm the comedic relief.
Your face is like small.
My face is small? Thank
yeah,
you.
okay. It's like also, actually, a thing in Korea, you want to have a small face. Is that not, it's not a thing in America, but
I think a small chin is a thing in America. Oh, they want sharp,
but not small.
I think they want tapered. They want like a little bit of like, kind of like this, because they want the sharp. If you just do like this and then like this, they don't really want that. They want kind of like oval, but heart shape. I think I have a heart shaped face, so that's like.
But like in Korea, if you're putting on a face mask, you want, you know, the more you have left over on the side, that means you're winning because
I'm winning.
means you have a smaller face.
Wow, I did not come here to be so complimented today, but thank you, Steph.
I also I take it and I put it on my like
right, and then you do this. I didn't want to like just be like massaging myself in the middle though. I was like that'd be kind of weird. I'll do it later, but is this on like my nose? I feel like.
But your nose is kind of high, so it's gonna. Usually I cut it right here.
Oh,
and I also cut it right here.
All right,
and I'll cut it here. I'll cut it a lot so that it'll fit my face. Because it's not gonna fit my face if I don't. I cut it here.
Yeah, one size fits all. By the way, it's just so not real. But
it's BS.
Yeah, obviously I'm doing skincare, so I definitely prioritize skincare more. And you know, you've done makeup, so you definitely like the more like makeup side of beauty. Do you think that putting on makeup makes you feel beautiful? Like, why do you do it?
I think when I first started doing makeup, it was like really little. I was like, I'd fill my eyebrows and maybe put on a little eyeliner, and even on a regular day, I'll just probably fill in my eyebrows
like
and
little,
go out.
little subtle
sunscreen. That's it. But when I put on makeup, the process is really. A lot of people say this is really therapeutic. It's like getting me ready to go out, and it makes me feel a little more fabulous.
Okay.
But when I go out without makeup, it's like I still feel good.
You still feel good
on a good day.
On a good day,
you know. But if I'm not, if it's a day where I look in the mirror and I'm like, today's like my skin's all wonky and like whatever, even putting on makeup is not gonna make me feel beautiful.
Just because you feel like an off day, yeah. I definitely feel the same way. For me, like so before when I was like younger, I would like look at these like, oh, get ready with me YouTube stuff. And at first I'd be like, oh, this is ridiculous. 10-step Korean care products. Who got the time for that? But as I got more into like pageanting and stuff like that, I thought like, you know, or just like as a woman, like self-care is really important. There's so many other extracurriculars that I'm doing. And if I don't take care of myself, I'm going to burn out. And, you know, even if it seems like a little, like I'm also like personally as like just my personality, I like the more finer things in life, the more lavish things in life. So I'm definitely more drawn to skincare. And also I think, you know, natural beauty is really the way to go. I think, you know, like, I know this sounds really cheesy, but I sincerely mean this. Like everyone has a pretty feature. Everyone has something that, there's gotta be someone out there that really likes whatever it is you have, you know? No one's perfect. And I think, you know, you just need to find those features that you really like. And I think overall, just taking care of yourself, it's healthy. I'm a STEM major. Health is very important. So I feel like when I do these things, like it definitely puts up my self-esteem. It's like I'm saying, you know, I'm worth it. I'm worth the time to relax. I'm worth the amount of like good ingredients I put on my face. And definitely there are times when I eat, you know, shinramyeon at like night when I'm not supposed to. I puff up a little bit. Yeah, so like that's not, I definitely don't feel great on those days, but I think it just kind of helps a little bit taking care of yourself, doing your own like routine. So if you ever like, maybe for our viewers out there who are feeling a little maybe insecure at times or want to have a little bit of self-confidence, like taking care of yourself, that's really important, I think, because that's where, you know, I've always kind of been a confident person, but that's where I genuinely felt comfortable and at ease in my skin when I started taking care of my skin. Like I don't always feel beautiful, but when I do, I have a skin care mask thingy on. This is a terrible ad. No, but seriously though, like definitely try some sort of thing to make yourself like feel good, take care of yourself.
I think for the last couple of years, especially when I was in high school, it was a formative time of where I figured out where my values and where my true beauty came from. Like honestly, I always knew in the back of my head, like everybody's beautiful, you know, everybody's different, you're really made in God's image. But, you know, if you go on the street and you're like, ooh, that person, not my style, you know? But more and more the last couple years that I realized that I'm made in God's image and my value comes from the fact that I am God's child, it makes me feel more beautiful. It makes me feel more confident. It makes me feel more comfortable in what I look like and what I do. And that was the first step for me to being comfortable what I look like. Because my whole life I was like, I'm a little chubby. I'm not like as thin as these whatever supermodels, and that was a big thing that kind of always was at the back of my head. But one of my biggest role models is my older sister, and she's not thin, and I think she's beautiful. But why didn't I think I was beautiful? Yeah,
definitely.
So it was a crazy overcoming of what I thought was beautiful and acceptable and what God thought was beautiful and acceptable.
I think there's definitely a big chasm between, you know, seeing somebody else and genuinely thinking they're beautiful and then trying to transfer that same confidence, the same like, oh, I'm beautiful too.
Yeah.
Definitely like as a professional model, it's so hard to be in the industry being a minority and not being tall. I've had tons of jobs where on fashion runways, it's okay to be short if you're a catalog model, but if you're short and you're a runway model, get ready for some rejection, honey, because they want to see 5'9", 5'10" girls, 6 feet girls, and I'm 5'2". And definitely that was hard for me. I did do some fashion shows, but you know, even when I did get the job, even when I was being in a fashion show, I look at all these girls. I'm the shortest one there. I'm also the youngest one there, but you know, I think I'm starting to stop growing. But it's definitely, at first, you know, I didn't really care. I really was like confident, shredding my stuff like, oh yeah, I have an hourglass figure, I'm good, you know, I look youthful. But I feel like just in general, it doesn't even have to be modeling. There's just always like that comparison game that girls have. And I'm sure guys have that too, you know, just people have that comparison game. And, you know, all the supermodels, they're always all tall. And, you know, the reason why is because in the industry, they want to have a set size. They want people to be able to see the model better and the clothes better, and that's why it's tall. But the kind of like unintentional side effect of that is when you see all these tall people, you don't see yourself or you don't see the diversity. And it kind of gets to you, even though you don't really see it. I think social media really has that kind of subtle influence subconsciously. And like to this point, like honestly, in the past few months, I had been pushing myself so hard in modeling there to the point where it wasn't even fun. I was worn out, I was tired, even though I was doing skincare and like all these other things like exercise, karate to like really keep me going. It like doing modeling and just pushing myself so hard to the point where I wanted sheer volume to overcome the societal beauty standards that I thought I couldn't fit. That was so hard on me. My dad was like, you know, you're not even doing this for you anymore. You're not doing this for when you first started for other people to show other people. It's just for you to feel more comfortable for yourself. And honestly, I thought that like that hit me. I don't think, you know, sometimes I wondered like, I think God has a purpose for everything. And honestly, at times, sometimes I wonder, like, you know, why wasn't I like, or before I used to think this a lot, why wasn't I 5'8"? Why wasn't I like white? Why wasn't I literally everything, you know, like I have a nice body form, I have the confidence, I have the desire to, why didn't God give me like these certain things? But I think, you know, like in Proverbs 31, like true beauty is elegance, you know. I know that sounds cheesy, but there's definitely like, I think personality is very important when it comes to beauty. One, like you see like pretty people, but they're rocks of rocks. That's not elegant, that's not gorgeous. You know, you want somebody, their beauty to be through their kindness, their character. You know, it doesn't hurt to look a little pretty on the outside, but I think personality really matters as well. And I think it's like knowing as a Christian that God has like a plan for me. There's a reason why I was like this. I think God wants me to stand out and really have beauty in what he sees in me. That was long, but yeah.
I think we all have to revert to this state of when we were babies. Like I have a family friend and they have a baby that's 3, and when he goes to a person, obviously he doesn't go by their looks. He maybe even goes towards the person who might not fit this beauty standard, but it's because of their warm, you know, inviting aura that they have about them. And it's like the world kind of slowly chips away as we grow up and almost enforces, and even Satan tells you lies saying that you're not meeting these standards, you're not perfect, you're not beautiful, whatnot, and it like chips away at you little by little. And then you're in a place where if you can't fix those lies and find the truth to those lies, it's gonna hit you so hard.
Yeah. So like thinking, like going back to maybe like what the Bible says about like Proverbs 31, I remember when my dad was like, do you want more wisdom, Emily? And I was like, sure. By the way, for those of you who don't know, my dad and I are like, we're hella tight. He's literally like my spiritual life mentor, biggest fan. So that's why I'm really tight with him. But I remember him telling me about Proverbs, and I was reading Proverbs 31. For those of you who don't know, Proverbs 31 is all about, you know, like a beautiful woman in Christ. And that really hits me. I think whenever I'm a little distracted or I start playing the comparison game again, I really, you know, root myself in that, because it really says, you know, the beautiful woman is hardworking, she is honest, she provides for her family. And I think like, you know, I definitely want to have kids when I, you know, grow up one day, and I want to show my kids that it's important to care, or as a STEM major or just as a person, you know, I want people to be caring. I want people to like, you can tell like somebody who's like really like mean or like, oh, you know, kind of like too cool for everyone, like they're not so pretty anymore, you know. But when you see somebody who's really like genuinely reaching out to people with their heart and really have like a caring, reliable, like amiable personality, I think that's what really is the most memorable to people.
Agreed.
Let me do that. Okay, let's do all right, let me do the reveal. L'Oreal. That probably looked really bad. It probably looked like, I'm so
Whenever
pretty.
I do that, like hairs get stuck on my face.
I know, I was surprised I wasn't going like, like I'm surprised that didn't happen, but yeah, see, like, I feel good. Feeling good. Definitely feel really like, but yeah, all right, so I think that is all the time we have for today. Yes, I guess.
Thank you for joining us in our conversation about beauty standards.
Yeah.
Oh, don't forget to like
And subscribe.
and comment and tell us what you feel. Oh, let's do that
Wait,
one more
let's do it
time.
again.
Don't
Okay.
forget to like
And comment.
and
Wait, okay. Let's do it again. Okay.
don't forget to like
And subscribe.
and comment
below. We were just like, Steph's gonna go take a nap now.